Hello and welcome back to a Pokemon Elite Redux Elite playthrough. We're here today with a lot of little side things to go around and do. We're going to start things off by checking out the Adoption Center. We're going to start things off by going ahead and checking out a couple of areas that we need to go ahead and revisit before we go ahead and make our way towards Petalburg and Norman, who, I just want to show off real quick, I have been making some preparations against, based on assuming normal types. So we're running a good selection of Pokemon. I've got like 6 here that I've used before. I've got 6 here that I haven't used. Household, I checked at level 50. It has Population Bomb. So that is something that I kind of want to mess around with because I feel like that could be a lot of fun for anyone that has never used this. It's terrifying, and I'm tempted to try and use it, but we have Stealth Rock Setters, and we also have some other Pokemon like Heliomoto now available to us. I did a little run through, evolved a bunch of Pokemon to level 50 to see if anyone had anything interesting, and these were the ones that I've decided on as options for now, So some of that may change though, because we have ourselves an Adoption Center to go ahead and take a look at now that we have a brand new badge. Right, we don't have Megastones available to us yet. There's someone did spoil a little bit, but they did mention that Megastones are coming very, very soon. So we will be keeping an eye out for that. We have Darumaka. Interesting. Gligar. Crabrawler. These are ones we've seen before. The ones that are new to us are going to be lower. Also, Dino, Larvitar, and other pseudo-legendaries do evolve at level 50. However, I feel like most of the pseudo-legendaries are actually less impressive than normal, because there's just so many other good Pokemon with good synergy between their abilities that the raw base stats of most of these Pokemon don't make them as overwhelmingly strong as they do in base Pokemon. So, that's a little bit interesting. Oh, maybe this is mostly the same. Okay. We don't have anything too crazy that's been added to the Adoption Center then, because we already have Crabrawler. We have... might be a different Trapinch, but I'm pretty sure we have the Ice Trapinch. We have the Gligar. Darumaka might be a different form. I mean, I'll grab it because we have so much battle points that I feel like it's fine, unless Megastones are going to be incredibly expensive, but I actually have quite a lot of those, I think. Yeah, this is the Darumaka that we already have, the ground fighting one. Okay, so nothing seemingly new, as far as I can tell, unless I scrolled straight past something new because I'm being very blind, which is fully possible, because I did just check basically the bottom and the top, assuming that it would be moved somewhere like that. But I don't see anything new in the Adoption Center for Gym 4, which is very interesting. I'm a little bit confused as to why that would be. I'm gonna recheck that Flannery's actually defeated. Yeah, she is defeated. Okay, I was gonna say there's not like a second battle or something that I missed, right? We do have the herb shop to check out as well, just in case there's anything interesting here. Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, all the fire stars? Okay, interesting. For battle points, huh? Is that, like, in place of the Adoption Center for this area, maybe? And I didn't check this beforehand, so I wouldn't know. This might be in place of the Adoption Center. Okay, in which case, that makes sense. I'm gonna just grab one of everything. I don't remember if I already have one of these or not. I don't think we do, so I think I'm just gonna grab one of all of these, use up some of our battle points, because, I mean, that's what they're there for, right? And we're gonna go ahead and check the strength boulders over to the left through this little side area, because there were strength boulders at this area of Ember Path. Ember Path is a location in base game Pokemon. Also, item? Magmarizer! I really didn't check this when I came here before. That's crazy. Ember Path is an area in normal Pokemon that would lead to Moltres. So, I'm keeping my mind open. Okay, alright, that was quicker than I thought. We need to go ahead and add some Pokemon that can actually be used to catch something, right? Unless I can just Dex Nav it from here. That'd be a really anticlimactic way to do it. Okay, I don't think we can just Dex Nav it from there, but it would have been really funny if we could. Okay, and you can have a Sigisberry. This is a very weird catching team, but we didn't have anyone for catching, so this is what I've come up with rather hastily. We're using a Pachirisu, and the reason we're using a Pachirisu is because I went to go ahead and slap False Swipe onto a Haxorus real quick, but False Swipe inflicts bleed in this game, which means that it doesn't actually help us for catching Pokemon. So what I've decided on instead, presuming that we even fight this thing and don't just, you know, click on it to get it into our party. I want to be safe, just in case, but, we're gonna Super Fang. And we're gonna Nuzzle, potentially, if we need to. But the idea is that we Super Fang, and then hopefully we can swap out to something else, like Vivillon with its Focus Sash, which sets up a Tailwind that has incredibly accurate Sleep Powder. We have Chansey to take hits for days and go ahead and, heal itself up. It can heal Pulse it in case it has any recoil move or anything like that, potentially, and it can heal up our team with Wish or itself with Soft Boil to do some Seismic Toss to weaken it a little bit more, and then we have a Klefki for in case of, you know, a last-minute Thunder Wave or Light Screen, which is doing a lot of damage. Just a bit of utility in case things go horrible, but we might also just be able to throw a Pokeball at it and catch it in one. I don't fully remember, so I'm deciding to be safe, just in case this ends up being a more difficult fight. But either way, Moltres, hi! I'm curious to know if this will even be an effective Pokemon to have. The Incinerate was rude because my Citrus Berry, but I mean, it's fine. I might just throw one ball immediately, just to see if it's just a straight up catch and I overprepared for nothing, because I might have. I overprepared for nothing. We can just throw a ball. Okay. Alright, well that's a little bit anticlimactic when I just spent a couple of minutes going through and quickly trying to make a team to catch something. But I was aware that that was a possibility at the same time. But either way, we get ourselves a Moltres, which is cool. I should have looked at the stats on that stat page, but I'm not really nicknaming any Pokemon in this playthrough because I'm not really... There'd be way too many Pokemon to nickname, so I haven't really been worrying about it. I should maybe give some nicknames to some of my favorites that I've been using, like Popcorn, but right now, let's see. Moltres holding an Occa Berry, which I assume is a berry that reduces rock-type damage or something. Flaming Soul, Flash Fire, Molten Down, and Pyromancy. Nothing too stand out. Drought is an option. Decent. Or Air Blower. Very good abilities. Not crazy innates, but very good normal abilities. Okay. And your base stats are regular Moltres, as far as I can see. That looks like regular Moltres to me, at least. I don't use Moltres a whole lot. But that seems pretty ordinary. Okay. Sizzly Slide. Burn Up, Boiling Flame, and Incinerate. Boiling Flame deals increased damage in rain. Interesting. I wonder if Castform can get that with Catastrophe. But okay, nothing too crazy. I'll go ahead and put my team back to how it was. Speaking of rain and drought and stuff like that, though, one thing that was pointed out to me is the fact that I could run this Castform with a little bit of a gimmick set, almost. While I know it's not the most effective way to use the Pokemon, I do think it is a very, very fun fact that you can actually go ahead and basically set this Pokemon up with just all of the weather moves, because it uses Weather Ball when you actually use the move. So we could, in fact, just run 4 different, you know, variations of weather, and that would actually let us inflict attacks with this Pokemon while changing our forms, which is really useful for using this in a all-rounder team where you're not using any specific type. You don't have any other Pokemon that are like relying on any of your weather conditions. Obviously, I think the best way to use this is to set up a weather condition and have a team based around it, because then that strengthens your whole team rather than just letting Castform maybe get an extra KO. But this is still a cool idea, and I do kind of want to mess around with it. I think that it's not worth running a Damp Rock for sure. It's probably better to just go ahead and run a Sash or something so that you can actually get some weather off, but it's definitely interesting, for sure. So I will go ahead and put that in front while we make our way to Mirage Tower. Actually, there is one other area we could check. We could check by the cable car and see the other area where you would normally need strength in the volcano area. Normally be in here, through this pathway, fiery path, and on the left-hand side. So we'll see if there's anything interesting down here as well. Nothing there. Okay. Possibly something down below. Possibly not. We'll see. Normally it would be a TM, which is the reason why I want to come here. It might just be battle points, but still, there would normally be a TM, like here. And there is not. So, I'm under the impression... I'm going to click on the corners. Okay, I'm under the impression that there's nothing here, and I have been scammed. Scam aside, though, the one remaining thing that I do still want to check out is I want to check out Mirage Tower, which I don't remember exactly how I get to up here if it's not here, but... Hi. Congrats, I guess. Whatever, take this and leave me alone. I got better stuff to do than stay in this dried-up wasteland. Octazol? Where's Dracovish? Where is Dracovish? Tell the story of life, death, and harmony. Do you have the patience to hear it? Sure. This is Xerneas Yveltal Zygarde? Guardians of Harmony? Yeah. Xerneas, the burn that cures, harbinger of life and renewal. Yveltal, the wicked heart, embodiment of darkness and rebirth. And finally, Zygarde, the guardian of balance and harmony, who is completely useless and will never get Pokemon Legend Z. Tragic. You know, there's no doubt in my mind you'll be their trainer once you reach their full potential, defeat the Pokemon League, become champion, and come back to me. We'll see. We'll see. Is there any reason to be in this desert other than Mirage Tower? Oh. 2 battle points. Okay, I assume there's also 3 battle points right down at the bottom. A Sand Slash. That's not 3 battle points. Hi? Sand Slash appears to regard you with a sense of superiority. It might be advisable to return once you've bolstered your strength. For a Sand Slash? Hello? Like the Feraligatr before, I understand. But for a Sand Slash? Okay. Okay, you do just leave the route and come back again until it appears. I'm really hoping the developers have not put some horrible Mark-like puzzle in this place, because if they have, I might cry. I am so bad at Mark-like puzzles. I hate them. I see a ladder down over there, and I see a ladder up. Up would normally be correct progress, so I'm very curious about down. What happens if we head down? A cavern. Sand-strewn ruins. Oh no, I'm gonna get lost in here, aren't I? Left? Fossil. If I grab this, does the whole place come collapsing down? Dome fossil. No? Am I going to be able to grab every fossil? Is that what's happening here? Hover fossil. Okay, I like what seems to be happening here. We have options. Left is always right. Not confusing sentence at all. Bloom fossil. Okay, I like the fact that we're able to collect these at least. That is very nice. We'll check the right as well. Yep, more fossils. Don't mind if I do. I will grab myself an armor fossil. Some of these might be available elsewhere as well, but I still want to make sure I go ahead and grab them. We will break you. Please don't tell me there's one on the other side. Oh, we should check for encounters in here as well. Right. Onyx, level 47. Hello. Okay. Please let me run away. I don't really want to deal with an Onyx. Hopefully we don't need surf. Sail fossil. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. We don't need to surf across, do we? Ooh. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have came here after defeating Norman. Maybe that would have been a good idea. We might also be able to, like, loop around to it or something through some of these. Gull fossil for Granados. I'm very intrigued by that. Old Amber for Aerodactyl. That is a big one. I like that. We will obviously break this and see what's in the middle. The encounter, of course, you know, but that's not the important part. Hello, Baltoy, you know. No. Sorry. Get out of here. You know, priorities and all that. A protector. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm not too interested in that, though. Oh! A Helix fossil from breaking the rock. And then a Jaw fossil. Okay. That's kind of huge. Omastar. Potentially. Okay. And this leads us up. Does this lead us all the way up to the very top now? The area is very confusing. This does lead somewhere. Route 111, huh? This is where having played Inclement Emerald would obviously be probably pretty helpful, but hello, strange hiker. What's this, a young explorer scurrying onto my site? For a long chap, maybe I'll entertain you when you're stronger. God damn it. I'm so sick of this. I should just ignore all of what I might honestly do. When we get 8 badges, then I just go for a quick run around the entire map again. That's probably the best way to do it. Rather than remembering all of these individual locations of who's where and who needs what requirement, I just go ahead, I get my 8 badges, and then I come back and I just clear the whole map again with a little run through. Is this a new room? This is a new room, okay. There's a Helix fossil, which we already got one of because we broke a rock and got it, so I might not even need to surf across to get another fossil or anything. For now, let's just check the top. We know that we can come back here and surf. My only concern is whether I go up to the very top, grab a fossil, and then I can't access the bottom anymore. That would suck. So I'm assuming there's something that would prevent that from happening, right? Gotta be some prevention in place to stop me from soft locking myself out of that area, maybe. Oh, I see those spots to fall into. I'm scared. Okay, nothing pops out there. Moving around the side, nope. We just keep going up. That's fine. And we get to the top of Mirage Tower. Now, is me grabbing one of these going to screw me out of getting stuff in the future? Very possibly. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Do I want the root fossil? Or do I want the claw fossil? I guess there's not too much point in taking Cradilly because we have Escargonite, which is our defensive grass rock type, really. So I feel like Armaldo would make the most sense. So we're gonna take Armaldo because that has the most potential to be something new and exciting for us, I guess. They both could be very exciting. They might be entirely different forms. I don't know. Either way, that is Mirage Tower destroyed. Hopefully, it can still come back. So we can access the bottom, at least, even if the top part doesn't get restored. Hi. Oh. 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 Congrats, I guess. Whatever, take this and leave me alone. Okay, no, I don't need another Octazalt, buddy. I just was a little bit confused at your positioning. You seem to have, Anyway, that's fine. I guess that just leaves us with heading to Norman. Oh yeah, you exist. Hi. Oh, it's you. You're the person that not only helped me in Petalburg Woods, but also got back my stolen package and delivered it to Slateport. And you give me... This is an Aggron holding an Aggronite. Oh, to Mega Evolve in battle. As a token of our appreciation, this is our gift to our wonderful trainer. Yes. 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 You'll also need a keystone to use it, but I bet you already knew that. Please you try it out. Yes. Give me a giant steel Aggron before the normal type gym. I'm sure that that will go swimmingly and nothing bad will happen to my Aggron. It definitely won't get hit by an earthquake. Definitely not. Although it will take an earthquake pretty well. Enough power. Maybe not. But yeah, Aggronite. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. With Slack Off? It gets Slack Off? Oh. Oh, we don't even have to use Rest. Oh, we get Slack Off on Mega Aggron, huh? Also, this Aggron's level 30. That's illegal. What is this Lance with his Dragonites type of disgusting tomfoolery that I am seeing? I don't trust it. However, that is very interesting. That is also something that I will consider greatly for the gym. Also, Bolt Beak is a very strong move. Just saying. Electric Terrain team. Looking more and more strong by the day. I guess we should see about the reward with Mr. Stone as well, considering that that reward was incredible. We could also revive all the fossils. So much to do. You delivered my letter, thank you kindly. This is my way of thanking you. It should help you as a trainer. The scope lens. That's not as impressive as a Mega Aggron, not gonna lie. I don't know why the company president is such a cheapskate compared to this random goober with this Mega Aggron giveaway, but okay. You. the thing you have there, is that a Pokemon fossil? Would you like to bring that Pokemon back to life? Yes. Which fossil would you like to regenerate? All of them. This should be the last one. This should be the Anorith. Okay, that is all of the fossils gone ahead and revived. That took a little bit of time. We do have ourselves a good amount of fossil Pokemon that we can use now, which are all rock types, and that means that they are all somewhat viable for the upcoming gym. So that's also something to consider. We have a good selection of Pokemon. We are missing Shieldon, which I did forget about, because Shieldon is, I don't want to say trash, but, you know, it has Metal Burst, and that's all it does. So I'm not too concerned about that, but yeah, we are missing Shieldon, and obviously all of the other forms of the hybrid fossils to get gurgled together in a big pit. Merged together, that's the word I was looking for, not gurgled. Okay. And with all that said and done, we are back in Petalburg City. For you guys, this probably isn't a super long episode, but for me, this has been a good bit of time running between these areas, sorting out ideas between teams and stuff like that. So I think this is where I'm going to wrap things up for today. This is a nice little interlude episode before we go ahead and attempt Norman next episode in our back-to-back gym leaders almost. And we will see how tough Norman really is and how Megas go in this game, I think. So that'll be interesting as well. If you guys have enjoyed though, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, bye.